Katakuri, you can argue, is actually, I think, okay, it's gonna be tricky. I think Katakuri, yeah, it's gonna be tricky.
You felt yourself going too far.
Yeah. But I'll put it like this, okay?
Go ahead.
I made a video, and I think I'd still hold some degree of truth.
Yeah.
Where if Katakuri and specifically Kizaru to fight, Katakuri may win that fight.
You underrated the Admiral so
No.
It is so disgusting.
The reason why I say that is because, and it only applies to Kizaru, not Fujitora, not Aokiji, not Kaine, only Kizaru. And the main reason why is because I think that Katakuri can counter most of Kizaru's aspects with his speed. Because even when he went to Snake Man, he could easily time.
But speed is the way you counter Cat.
Kind of.
And Kizaru on paper should be at the pinnacle of that, right?
Kind of, because again, it's like, okay, he's light speed, but he's probably maybe faster than that, depending on like how you want to gauge that.
Sure.
But we I mean, like, listen, we've seen Chopper in this arc dodge a laser. It's like, okay, so
I mean, Kizaru is
he's faster.
You remember the X Drake?
Oh yeah,
you remember that?
Yeah. I'm not denying that. Listen, but hold up. The reason why Luffy was such a hard time with Snake Man wasn't because of just the speed. He was accelerating. So like the attack speed would always get faster and faster the longer the attack continued on. So he had to time that even quicker because the attacks were always, and they were consistent too. Whereas, so that's why it's tricky with Luffy and Kizaru when it comes to speed. Kizaru was more because Kizaru was a very linear fighter so far. Based on what we know so far.
So far.
Yeah, so far.
But the thing is, you can tell Kizaru has not once gone into his bag.
There's a good chance that's the case, yeah.
Not one time. Because even with Rayleigh, he's a light guy, right?
Yeah.
He's a devil fruit user. Rayleigh pulled up, he said, pull out a sword too. Yeah. And I'm going to throw hands with the sword.
Correct.
Again, these admirals, of course, they're trained in every fighting style. They can do everything, right? Mm-hmm. But I think for Kizaru, we haven't even seen Rokushiki from them. And we know they have it.
I think that Aokiji showed it one time with the Soru when he froze Whitebeard Tsunami. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
Not confirmed, of course.
You can argue Kamiye was used as well.
Yeah.
And Whitebeard stabbed him with the Haki.
Maybe. Right. Like, exactly.
Yeah.
But even still, I think it's more so Katakuri has so many assets at his disposal. Like, even in terms of speed, like his speed was so quick on the uptake with Snake Man. And Snake Man is like one of the fastest forms I've ever seen in the verse. It's like, in terms of speed, like Luffy's disgusting fast in that form, and like with his attack speed, Katakuri was still dodging, still slithering, still donutting. I'm like, yo.
I think the issue though, Cole, is Katakuri, how many hits he took.
So again, this is where I think
that's the issue here.
Okay, so here's the thing:
is he enduring a onigiri from Zoro?
I don't know if the onigiri can tag the same way like a Snake Man King Cobra could tag because it's so fast, right?
Right.
So here's the thing: so it's like, okay, King the Wildfire could easily dodge an onigiri, a Hellfire onigiri. King the Wildfire, I don't think it's as fast as Katakuri. I'll agree with you. I think Katakuri is faster. I think that in terms of also like the damage, Katakuri, the most damage he took was when he stabbed himself. You could argue that. Honest to God, you really could. Okay. When he gave himself a hole. Right. And even still after that fight, he's still conscious. King the Wildfire, all he had to really do was just keep his fire on, not go into speed form, and just not take any damage. But he chose to go into speed form at times to catch Zoro off guard. That was his main flaw. Like, I'm not going to go into flame form. I'm going to maintain flame forward. Like, if he maintained flame form, like Charmander state, and then he took all Zoro's attacks, and Zoro's timer runs out, Zoro's done.
But he never got to the point where he knew Zoro was
right. Exactly.
Like wearing down.
So like Zoro has like disgusting power in terms of like, hey, like I'm going to be able to like, you know, put Haki in my swords and I'm gonna be able to attack you with like OD power. But Katakuri has tremendous insight because his Haki allows for that. He has such good insight on like what someone can do. Like he caught to Snake Man quick as all hell. Yeah. Like quick as all hell. Like he knew after the first shot. Like even the first shot when Luke went to the first attack, Katakuri still blocked. He hardened his face. I'm like, what the fuck? No, like, it's
Katakuri early on was definitely flexing and just showing Luffy that it's
but Braga, the thing is too, is that even with Katakuri's and how great he is, I still got Sabo over Katakuri.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Again, I rate Sabo that highly.
I think out of everybody I've talked to about like power scaling, you're the person that has Sabo the highest.
Because people typically have Sabo that high.
I mean, I see the Sabo potential, right? Maybe some bias because I prefer Ace, you know, whatever. But I do see Sabo's potential with what, you know, the Ryosoken and being that long without a devil fruit is an advantage because you already have developed a fighting style to be strong enough. And now you add on top of that a Logia devil fruit. It's crazy. It could get scary, right? That's why I think he could be one fighting Akainu. That's how much I believe in Sabo's potential. It's just, you know, I do have him up there. I'm not gonna lie, I have him up there. I have him over King. I think it was always weird between him and Marco and Benny. So yeah, I do have him up there as well.
All right.
Do I have him over Cat? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand. I mean, I think the point of the whole commander spot, the first division commander spot, is that now we have someone like Yamato come into the fray. Folks are kind of concerned that Yamato is going to be stronger than Zoro and Sanji coming into the crew.
He's not.
I don't think. Like, I would argue that after seeing Sanji handle Queen, after he nerfed himself, after seeing Zoro handle King, well, because King's probably down. I know folks want to say he's not in some, I don't know, because
the Awakened stuff.
Yeah, because that never happened with any zone so far.
But that's kind of bullshit, though, right?
Yeah, honestly, I would agree. I mean, I think.
How do you feel about those fights?
Ooh, okay, so
1 to 10. Rate Sanji's fight and Zoro's fight.
Zoro's fight. Okay, I'm gonna put some caveats here. Okay.
Okay.
In the last chapter reaction I did, I think that some panels confused me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, what? Like, what happened here? What happened there? What happened there? Like that, especially like that one weird Conqueror's Haki pushback thing.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It's either a clash where they both did it, or Zoro used the Conqueror's Haki to push away from King.
Right, something like that. Some folks said that he actually used his raw power because Black Sparks could also be like armored Haki.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know what happened there.
It's hard to say. It's really people, because I had people in the comment section that were saying, "Oh, it's obviously Conqueror's Haki," but they had people that are saying, "Oh, Zoro definitely pushed away from him because why would King use Conqueror's Haki?" So it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, so that was your panel. And then also the panel before where it was King the Wildfire's transform. He does a wing attack somewhat like a flap, like Doflamingo's like off-white, or like from like both sides. And then somehow Zoro is like pushed back, or King is pushed back, and then Zoro falls to the ground and King goes on the boulder. I'm like, wait, how did this happen? Like, what happened here exactly?
It's hard. It's not the choreography. I understand it's complex, but it's not as easy to understand the transition between everything.
Yeah,
right?
But that's the thing. So like for me, I actually prefer stylistically the Sanji fight, because the Sanji fight didn't confuse me at all. I understood what's going on.
The Sanji fight felt like a lot more one-sided after Sanji got it.
Yeah, so for me it makes sense, because the way I see it is that Sanji and Zoro to me are like relatively equal. Though at this point in time, because Sanji nerfed himself, I need to put him slightly below Zoro as a result. Okay. But I don't know if the nerf is actually permanent or not. It could be permanent. I'm not too sure exactly.
Raid suit nerf.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but Sanji did it without the raid suit, and then once Sanji like started to like really we found out that even like the Hell's Memories, the French flyer, like French guys. I apologize, French guys, but you know what I'm saying here. Yeah. Parlez-vous français? No. But the thing is, like, we knew now that all of Sanji's attacks were doing damage to Queen. Queen was actually getting damaged throughout the entire of the fight. Whereas Zoro and King, it was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this guy. This guy, I mean, it wasn't until we found out that he had, brown skin. It's like, okay, now we got him. Okay,
Zoro's ready now. Yeah, you know what, Zoro. You know where the power came from. You know the King of Hell was motivated.
Hey, you wrong for that, but it's funny as all hell, man.
Bro, I did nothing. Blame Zoro.
That is an amazing agenda, yo.
Listen, I knew for a fact once King. You know how mad people are at me every time.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
They're so mad every time it comes up. And I'm just
oh my God.
Look at the track record. It's there.
And then mind you too, hold up real quick. When Zoro cuts, when he does that long attack, like the Hell Onigiri, 103 Miracles, Dragon Damn it. This dude King had the Imperial Flame thing that's actually modeled after Kaido. So once again, he cuts another like dragon thing.
Yeah.
So it's like people want, oh well, ZKK. I'm like, well, ZK. Well, I mean, to be fair, right now it's ZKKK, but I mean,
fair. That's where it's leaning. You know, like no, I think when I was reading the chapter, after I saw Zoro or saw King's face, it's like it's over. It's over. I think at that point it was like Zoro got this because Zoro does not lose to black people. That's why I don't know if you've seen the theory has been popping up about Zoro being the one to take out Blackbeard now.
Ooh.
Right? Blackbeard and Shiryu, because Shiryu got some tint to him, right? So I don't know. At this point, I'm worried about those.
We're on the same page. I have a theory coming out, or I had an idea on stream where I'm like, wait a minute now. What if Mihawk has like a Dracula stain and like his skin gets a little more tan?
At that point, World's Greatest is done. It's done. It's over. I gotta say, man, Zoro's really consistent in what he does.
I mean, after all, if not for Pyre, he would have been the cop. Remember, owed himself. He would have been the cop.
Oda did say that. Oda did say that. And the thing is, people think we're not making these things up. We're just pointing out what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are things that happened. I would say that with the Queen, and Sanji fight, it was. Like when you see it all together, it's not as flagrant, but it doesn't feel that satisfying, right? It's not a satisfying ending for me.
So I think folks want like a knockdown, drag out, like, you know, like balls to the wall, like
Yonko's crew.
So here's the thing, all right? And mind you, I will say this. I think like I prefer the Zoro final attack over the Sanji one.
Absolutely.
Though to be fair, I did like the follow-up in this chapter where Queen is like getting team rocketed out of like the entire area. Sanji has like the buffalo stance. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But absolutely Zoro's like hell, purgatory, 300 miracles, whatever. Yeah, that was cool. That was dope as all hell. So
it feels a lot more like earned in a way, right? Like King was giving him a run for his money for a bit, right? King was enduring. And so Zoro for a while was like, shit, King is whooping his ass. Yeah. Right. And so for Zoro to come back and beat him this way, honestly, it's not as satisfying as I would like it to be for Zoro to, in a way, go up a couple of ranks in regards to being a right-hand commander. But it is more satisfying, much more satisfying than Sanji's fight, because I was like, it's no way it's done, right? Last chapter in 1034 is like, there's no way it's done.
Sanji rolled. He rolled and smoked, man.
He destroyed him.
Yeah, I mean, again, now, granted, Queen did Wench Queen. He did Henry Queen. He did Shining Queen, Sparkling Queen.
Queen got in his Derma bag, right?
Yeah, right. And even still, it's like, nah, man. Like, yeah, like, listen, Derma bag, great, but I have also like the Derma body. Like Sanji now, his durability is so high, it's absurd. It's like only Luffy can match him in terms of durability.
What I was saying with Sanji is that the reason why his power up is more significant than anybody else's because based on how we perceived him, it seemed like his durability was the biggest issue, right?
In a way, I'll say in a way,
right?
Yeah,
and now, like Zoro got more power, but Zoro's always like powerful, right? Sanji got the biggest buff to his greatest weakness, and on top of that, he's gotten more power and he's gotten faster.
So the thing about Sanji's buff, so he got faster, but not necessarily because, in theory he did because of the exoskeleton.
Because he's heavier.
But Sanji has always been fast because we see in Poke Island, he can move so fast no one can see him move.
Right.
It's like, okay.
That was inconsistent though, right?
Exactly.
And it was,
of course.
All the different Sanji moving as fast, it was never as, like in Whole Cake when he saved Chiffon, it was like, oh shit, right? But then we had the moment where he had Luffy.
Yeah.
And it was like, he's getting tagged by UN and like Madara. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, yeah. Like he punted Madara, got him out. Yeah. And all of a sudden now he's having a hard time dodging all these guys. Here comes Oven. Bullets. Like, oh no. Like, wait, what? Oven?
Right. And here comes like Niji, right? Now, Queen was like, oh shit, did he use invisibility? No, he's fucking just moving.
Yeah, he's gone. Fast. You just can't see him. Right, exactly.
You can't see him. Like now it's like a part of his arsenal. For sure.
Exactly. But, or at least I would hope so. If it was consistent about it, right?
You know what? You're right. Because one thing that happened after Whole Cake Island was like, well, Luffy has future sight now. He's not going to get caught.
Nah, got caught a lot.
Speed stole Tama from them.
Yeah, exactly. Batman in the anime. Oof.
Gazelle Man. Like
Gazelle.
It was like a bunch of bullshit. It was like, future sight.
Yeah.
But that's not Luffy's forte.
But that's just story, right? Like, Oda has to make things like,
has to make it
as crazy as it sounds, right? Luffy's this powerful, there's gonna be some giant that's gonna just smoke his ass. Like it's gonna be like, who? Like some guy named like Thor, some guy named Odin is gonna be like, oh yeah, like the Yonko weaklings. Like who is this guy? I don't know. He's gonna be a stud. Like
remember, Pooh knocked him out after all this now.
That's possible.
Remember, Pooh knocked him out, and Zoro.
Oh, true. Yeah, true. Yeah, that too. But
it's just weird stuff. It's weird stuff.
But so let me roll this with you with Sanji for a second. All right.
Okay.
I'm actually fine with the Sanji fight. I actually like it because I think it's actually more conducive to Sanji as a character and like his power ranking. Right?
Oh, okay. I hear you on that.
So I think that when Sanji fights against the number 2 guy, he is always on paper supposed to have an easier time against them than Zoro with the number 1 guy. Or I guess Zoro the number 2 guy, Sanji number 3 guy, Luffy has the top guy, like the bad guy, right? The main bad guy. So Sanji always has an easier time with the number 3 guy than Zoro does with the number 2 guy and Luffy with the number 1 guy. And so that's what happened here in this case, right?
Yeah.
Sanji, even though he collapsed at the end of the fight, Sanji could beat Queen after he nerfs himself during that fight. And then when he handles Queen. Like he rolls him, right? Yes. And even though we have that girl interfering there, that's for like vindication reasons. Like, okay, like he was vindicated because he actually attacked a woman for her first time. Okay, fine, fair enough.
It would have had the same result.
Exactly. Whereas in Zoro's case, he's losing like lifespan to maintain a state to try and take down King. Yeah. Like King was like a Herculean, like, oh my god, like I have to really pull out like something brand spanking Conqueror's Haki infusion that is like taking my lifespan and all this new stuff with Zoro, and then Zoro finally gets his W, but it's a really hard fought back for W. But it makes sense because when you look at like the pre-time skip, that's how the fights always were. Where against Jabra, Sanji was wounded beforehand with Caulifla, and then beat Jabra quicker than Zoro beat Kaku.
A lot quicker.
And that was a whole, like, Kaku and Zoro fought, like, off the gate. Jabra and Sanji just met when Usopp was going to get killed, right? Yeah. Also, with, what's his face? In Alabasta. Bone Clay and Sanji was a damn good fight, I argue. But that was easier than Mr. One and Zoro, which was a war. I mean, I was just like...
So I think what you're saying is Zoro in power is always closer to the right hand for the main antagonist than Sanji is to the right hand because Zoro and Sanji are fairly close in power.
Right, that's the thing. So it's like
that's how Luffy's commanders are going to be.
Yeah,
like a step above because, for instance, Sanji could probably beat Killer.
Yes.
That's what we're saying. So basically,
I mean, honestly, given Kid's performance, Kid better watch out, yo.
Even if Killer is stronger than Sanji, right?
Yeah.
Who's the third? Heat, right?
Nah, he's getting smoked. Like they're all getting rolled.
He's getting smoked, right?
Yeah.
Even if you say Killer's stronger than Sanji, he's getting smoked, but Sanji could have an opportunity to beat someone like Killer because he's close in regards to strength. He is somewhat like a right-hand man for everybody else.
I think that when you look at the idea that was pushed here in this arc several times about Sanji being one of the wings, right? It's like the wings of the Pirate King have to be relatively equal. I mean, like I know folks on the troll like, well, one wing is like really damn small, like a fairy, like a pixie wing. That's Sanji. Then Zoro's like an eagle wing, like a hawk. Whatever.
I've seen the memes. I love it.
People are just ridiculous. People are wild, man. But it's like Sanji being able to beat Queen the way he beat Queen. I'm like, yes, this makes sense because Sanji, like, I would argue on paper, Sanji could also beat King. Now, given his nerf, it'll be a harder time. But it'll be a harder time,
but King's trick, Sanji would perceive that. He'd figure that out pretty quickly.
Also, speed not an issue, obviously, because Sanji
speed is not an issue here. And the thing is, in regards to durability, he's kind of like King.
Yeah.
Right? Where he has the exoskeleton now. So, and honestly, stylistically, it'd probably be an amazing fight to watch.
I would agree. I mean, that's what I want. I wanted the flaming kicks to be matched. Now, granted, we had other plans. He had Mink, drug plans, and then boom, here's Zoro. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But Zoro and Sanji getting these power-ups, where they got these power-ups, I think is just like and mind you, I'd argue too, after this arc, like coming in the arc, I would say, like, let's say, the Nikatetsu is still there. That has to be. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet, but give Zoro the Nika tattoo.
Yeah,
just be done with it. And then Sanji's Reitu, I think, is still in play in some, because I argue that's a long-term play for Sanji.
It's a desperation play at some point.
I think either that, or because I think that's important for end of series Sanji, because the German stuff I think is still going to be a very important factor moving forward for Sanji's character.
We're going to see what happens with Germa with this cover story.
Yeah, true. And then also, I think we're going to be seeing, because I think Germa, some of the cover stories are important, but also I think Sanji understanding who he is as an actual, like, Germa, like, individual, like, his powers are very important in that as well, because I think in chapter 1031, 32, when he does the Hell's Memories against Queen.
He thinks of Germa.
No, not that. Before that attack, when he blitzes Queen, there's a suffix indicating that he's actually using stealth, but he can't control it yet. So when you look at, it's a very hard tell, but
yeah,
before the Hell's Memories, Queen is confused as to where Sanji went. And then so the idea here is that Sanji's moving so fast that they can't see Sanji. No, it's different here, because the suffix is different. When Sanji blitzes Queen in the latest chapter 1034, there's a foop sound effect, like for speed, and we see dashing lines. But when Sanji does Hell's Memories, there's a shh and like a disappearing effect, if you would. So I think Sanji has actually maintained his stealth abilities, but he doesn't know what's actually going on.
Like literally invisible.
Yeah, so Sanji actually turned invisible, but he wasn't aware of how to actually control that just yet. Because Niji can still use his Henry Needle and lightning attacks without his raid suit.
Yeah, without his raid suit.
Yeah, so Sanji probably has retained some invisibility aspects, but he hasn't known how to use that just yet.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I mean, I think my main thing with these fights was just that, you know, we've been waiting a long time for these moments, especially for Zoro. He hadn't fought anyone that, you know, we felt like could live up. And so understanding that this fight's been going on I don't think it's necessarily just about how long, it's just how I feel in regards to the result and how long I've been waiting for it. It doesn't really, like, Zoro's fight moves me a lot more than Sanji's, but Sanji's fight, I enjoyed that character moment so much.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That was a great moment for Sanji that I was like, this is it. I love just him going through these range of emotions, the speech.
Yeah. That
was amazing to me. And I think that made the fight. But you know, when I think about Sanji's fights, he doesn't have a fight that's like, oh my God, that's got a fight you got to pull up on YouTube and watch again. That's never been Sanji's thing, where I felt like I don't know what, the only thing I can think of is maybe Arlong Park, the updated
that one was the Kurobi?
Yes.
I mean, I guess for me personally, I've always loved the Sanji versus Bone Clay fight. I mean, I think
Bone Clay fight, it's fine, it's cool.
Because the memes are injected, like, so in this fight, we have meme stuff. Right. Like, kind of like with Zoro's fight with Kaku, we have meme stuff. Like, I'll be with you, like, I actually prefer the Bone Clay fight over the Kaku fight. I think most of his fights, most of Zoro's fights in the post-time skip, in fact, not all of them maybe, because they're all trash until now.
They're all pretty bad.
Yeah, but I think, because in a general sense, like, Sanji's fights are not, like, dragged down, life and death. Like,
the exchanges are clean, right? But they're pretty short. Like, it's like a clean exchange for a while, like him versus Virgo. Like, it was some clean exchanges, but then it stops, right? So it's never really...
Because we cut away, of course, yeah. We
cut away, right? And Sanji's about the entrances and, you know, the people that he's saving, et cetera, more than the actual long drag out fights. So, you know, when I think of Sanji's best fight, I don't know which one to turn to.
I mean, I've always said that's Bone Clay versus Sanji, because I think that the actual matching of the styles and then seeing Sanji's wit in real time to Bone Clay shenanigans, and then Bone Clay trying to match with the range and Sanji using the speed to overcome that, I thought was very nice. Like the finale, I thought was like the Alabasque something, where it's called, versus the Veal shot, that was dope as all hell. So that's my favorite Sanji fight as like a Sanji fanboy.
Honestly, the updated Gin versus
that's
Sanji,
dope. Yeah, so far that's dope.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, it is really damn good. That's really damn good.
You know what I mean?
So what I will say is that I think that, because in this arc, anime wise, they're going crazy as all hell, right? So I feel like, for me personally, I love the Sanji moment, and I think that in terms of his character moment. So in this fight, I think Sanji kind of once again in this arc, past 2 arcs, has really risen to where I think he's like the best written character in the series. You can easily argue that. Honest to God, you really could not argue.
You can argue it, but I default to Garp.
Fair.
Yeah.
But if you talk to Randy he explains it relatively well. I think Sanji is like, I think he's like the best written character in the series, or at least among the Straw Hats. You can argue that.
Oh, easily.
Easily.
Yeah.
Like Oda gives him so much care. But I think I prefer the Zoro fight in its totality, especially the ending per se. But I think in the anime, it's gonna be like clearer. Like all these moments that we see in the panel are gonna be more fleshed out, much more clearer.
Zoro's
no confusion. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be maybe the gap is gonna grow even more once it's in the anime. Like the quality of the fights. Because
yeah.
Now we know what's going on. Now we may see this Conqueror's Haki clash and a Conqueror's Haki push. It may be like, oh shit. Like,
I mean, I don't think he has Conqueror's Haki regardless. I'll be real with you. Because maybe he does, but I don't think he does.
I mean, I don't. It was never highlighted, but I think it's like it makes so much sense if he did, right? Like,
no, not really. Because look at Marco. He does a Conqueror's Haki.
But Marco, I think for Marco, it wasn't necessary because you felt like Ace had it, right? And it always felt like somebody, a subordinate of a Yonko, should have it.
Fair, but I think,
and then Marco never gave off the ambition of a king. And I thought Oda was playing up the like, okay, he's literally named King, and he knows of King's Conqueror's Haki, and after he saw Zoro's Conqueror's Haki, he's almost like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he didn't care.
Yeah, it was like nonchalant, like, oh, okay,
so cool. Zoro's Conqueror's Haki is impressive, but that's not his, according to Oda, that's not his forte. It's armor haki, according to Oda, right? But Luffy has that Conqueror's Haki, like that's his main forte, and we can see, like, Yamato has Conqueror's Haki too, but compared to Luffy's Conqueror's Haki, like, Luffy was, like, he's stupid. But
Zoro has the coding, though. I guess it's something like...
Well, no, they have both. Like, all of them have Conqueror's Haki coding, but Luffy seems to be even stronger than both of them, because Luffy just, like, he's just dumb.
Right. Okay.
What's he doing, yo? Like, for real.
Let's get into the Conqueror's Haki segment. Before we end it, because we could go all day.
We really could. I mean, that's One Piece for you, bro. That's One Piece for you, man.
We could go all day. Advanced Conqueror's Haki. When you think of Advanced Conqueror's Haki, first off, what do you think of in regards to levels, tiers? I guess let's start with Rio. Okay. What is Rio? And a lot of people be like, oh, it's just Haki. You all know what the we talking about.
Yeah. So here's how I've gauged it, and I've done a very long video. Like I did like a very long comprehensive video on Rio, and then like all the Hakis. Yeah. So Rio is basically 2 stages of armor haki that are in one. So you have the basic Rio that Hyogoro taught.
Hyogoro has that, right?
Yeah, Hyogoro has that. Like most folks have that. Zoro has that too. I think Yamato as well, they have that too, where like the Rio like projects out of like the person. Yamato can actually, like, Yamato.
That's what Rayleigh did against the elephant.
Well, yes, exactly.
Right.
Or Sentomaru or Marigold.
Yeah.
Yes. And then there is like even Yamato with the narcotic arrow may have actually done that in like a beam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Now there's the other version of it where it can go inside of internal objects. That's what Luffy's rolling with. All right.
Internal destruction.
So this is the Rio that I think the Scabbards use against Kaido. So the reason why Kaido was so confused, like he thought that it was Odin's Haki, like he called it Odin's Haki. Odin had that Haki of Rio that could do internal organ damage. And part of the reason why he can probably do that is because, I would theorize, that he actually knows how to cut the poneglyphs because that's part of his clan's duty. In order to cut the poneglyphs—
that's a technique that they learned at a very young age.
Yeah, exactly. So at least that's my theory. So my idea is that because of that, his real Haki can do internal organ damage. And Luffy knew that off the gate instinctively because Hyogoro says what you're doing is actually above what I can do, right? He says that in the Prisoner of Minds, and it's probably because of Rayleigh's teaching, because he kind of remembered what Rayleigh could do with the whole Kami cuff thing, and Luffy probably was able to mimic that in some way and do it on the spot. Right. So that Oden Rio is that advanced Rio. So there's Rio and then there's advanced Rio, where that goes inside of objects and does internal organ damage or internal
Hyogoro
damage.
Had the basic form where it's just about expending that Haki out of the fist with some force, or like a Hunter x Hunter emissions.
Right.
And then you have the other form that Rayleigh did with the handcuffs, where it's internal destruction.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you can force it into the actual object.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with the Conqueror's Haki, what I think is the case here is that when you infuse your Conqueror's Haki into your attacks, it depends on what your favorite Haki is. Luffy's is Conqueror's Haki. Yamato's may not be Conqueror Haki. It could be Armor Haki. Who knows? But Luffy, well, we know Zoro's is also Armor Haki. Luffy appears to be stronger with his Conqueror's Haki potency than Yamato or Zoro. Because what he's doing is like splitting the sky apart, trade with Kaido, blow for blow, doing like the clash where like spaces, you know, like the Roger Wiper thing. They're doing the same thing, but he has sandals. It's like, okay, all right. So, you know, the infusion of Conqueror's Haki for Luffy's case, because he just learned it's kind of sloppy. It's weird. Like, it's not necessarily like, you know, like that good. But he makes up for that because he has that Rio, advanced Rio, because he can do internal damage now. So when he hits, so when he hits Kaido, Kaido's on his back. Like, what the, whoa. When Yamato hits Kaido, like his jaw gets bruised. Like, how is it possible? Like, what's the difference there? Because it's the armor Haki that matters the most, I would argue.
So, okay. When Luffy and Kaido attack each other.
Yeah.
And they're not touching, what is happening?
So it looks like, and this is actually very similar to with Big Mom in page 1, right? When she hits page 1, there's like a gap that's made because the pressure of the Conqueror's Haki is so powerful to where it can like hit in like open air. Like there's a gap, a space there between the Haki, like it's invisible, right? Luffy and Kaido are doing that because their Conqueror's Haki level is so powerful repeatedly. Like they can make gaps of space of Conqueror's Haki, and then they can tag each other almost like a Wipered Quake, right? It's like that, but with Conqueror's Haki, it's pure Haki. As a result, for some reason, like the skies can split and like I guess like the shockwave of the clash or some of that sort. So that's why folks say that's what Zoro did with King, but it's still like hell unclear. It's still like massive unclear with Zoro. So I'm not too sure with Zoro.
So that's a weird thing, because it's like when you think of Rio, you can use Haki without touching, right? You can expend it, and it's kind of like a force.
Yeah.
Right? So if two people use that type of Rio, like that attack against each other, would it not create the same gap?
In theory, maybe, but it depends on like how they're doing it, right? Because like if you put it on your fist, like Luffy's done on his fist, as well as Sentomaru, as well as Marigold and so on. But a lot of times when they do it, it's like open palm. Like they're blocking something, like they're pushing something, like open palm, like the Haki and spread. Luffy's doing that with like bare fist, so it's a bit different, right? But then also, when it comes to the gaps of Rio, it's Kaido probably has the Rio as well as like Zoro. Like guys are gonna apply Haki to like objects external to their own body. They can do that Rio Haki. So it wouldn't necessarily mean that they have the space, a gap, because the Haki itself may not be powerful enough. The Rio Haki may not be like armor Haki may not be powerful enough to actually have that Haki feature. Conqueror's Haki is when you infuse it. Apparently, like that's what. That's why I kind of.
Kinemon is still alive and kicking after.
Yeah, I mean, okay, fuck that shit. Okay, I'm not. Christ, I hate that. I hate that so much. God,
you know, that's the thing, because you would assume Conqueror's Haki coding is an amplifier, right? Like it's amplifying the attack.
Yeah.
How do you view it? Like when somebody codes their attack in Conqueror's Haki, I'm assuming they're amplifying the potency of that attack.
Yeah, that's what I see it as, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's weird how much. What is the multiplier? We don't know.
There's no way to tell outside of like just how like things play out with like certain characters. Like Yamato hits Kaido with the Thunder Bagua, and Kaido gets clubbed in the face with Yamato's club. She has Conqueror's Haki in her club, and it's like not doing much to Kaido at all. But then Luffy can knock him on his back. It's like, wait, how? Why is Luffy able to do this much damage to Kaido with Conqueror's Haki and not Yamato? And I think it's because, again, it's Conqueror's Haki that he's putting into attacks. True, but it's also because he has that Rio that he's learned, the advanced Rio that does internal damage. Like that has to matter, because one thing that I've argued with the tier 3 guys from is that the idea is that Rio Haki doesn't matter anymore now that you have Conqueror's Haki infusion, which is weird as all hell.
No, it definitely has to matter.
Yeah, like I would assume it would have to matter, because it's like we spent all this time training for Rio Haki. It has to mean something ultimately. And I think that's the difference between Yamato and Luffy. Yamato has better. Go ahead.
That's what I was about to ask. With like, so if Zoro attacked Kaido, would it still be the same separation if he infuses attacks?
Yeah.
Like Luffy, because Zoro. Zoro doesn't have the internal destruction because he doesn't need it. He uses blades.
So I would say Zoro can't do that, because I would argue actually that when Zoro already attacked Kaido with the Dead Man's Game on the rooftop, M actually brought out Zoro's Conqueror's Haki to actually attack Kaido. That's what I personally argue. So that already kind of happened. But I don't think Zoro can actually trade the same way. I think Zoro will be like Yamato, where, okay, you can hurt Kaido, obviously still, you can damage Kaido. And I reckon Zoro does more damage than Yamato, yes. But not like Luffy damage, because Luffy still has more, because his affinity for Haki is Conqueror's Haki, whereas Zoro's Armament Haki. So by default, Luffy's Conqueror's Haki must innately be stronger than Zoro's Conqueror's Haki, just by Oda's comments. But the difference here is that because he has the advanced Ryo, his Conqueror's Haki infusion, in part, probably also has some internal organ damage, whereas the other ones don't.
Right.
That's probably the safest bet here, because that still has to matter. That still has to matter somehow, some way. Otherwise, why even train in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? What's the point? So he's stacking the two. That's my best bet, which is why Luffy's been so like disgustingly powerful at this point in time. Whereas Yamato, we know for a fact, doesn't have the Ryo advanced Haki because she couldn't break her own cuffs were still on her the entire time. She couldn't actually break out of them. Luffy had to do it for her. Kai was confused as to what that's Oden Haki was. Luffy's doing it. We know that Zoro didn't actually fully know what infusion was, because when Sanji makes like the Zoro cross, he's like, Luffy's learned something. He didn't know what exactly was going on there. So Luffy is the guy that's like reached like the apex of like Armor Haki, and his Conqueror's Haki is sloppy, but it's so powerful because that's like his innate attribute. Conqueror's Haki. Something like that. I hope, at least. Who knows?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Zoro. When Zoro meets Mihawk, will they have the same clash that could split the skies, or will it be a clash similar to Luffy and Kaido? Will it be a Conqueror's Haki clash, or do you think Mihawk has Conqueror's Haki?
Well, now, absolutely, yeah. Because actually going through this arc, I thought like that's not gonna happen this arc at all. Like I thought that Zoro's gonna have maybe Conqueror's Haki come like after he beat Mihawk, because the whole idea of like being a king was kind of like what with the swordsman. It was like, wait, really? Like, because you're not a ruler, you're not in that stuff. Either way. Yeah, so it looks like because Zoro has it, there's a safe bet that Mihawk has it. Absolutely. And that may be one of the things that, because the Black Blade thing is also important to this. We still know what that is exactly. I know folks saying that now after this fight against King the Wildfire, Emma's now Black Blade. Maybe. Man, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm willing to bet that Mihawk has Conqueror's Haki. I just don't know if we're going to see the sky splitting. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Why not? But I don't know. So
the thing is, I'm more inclined to believe that he does, and they did split the skies because Whitebeard in the New World, right? Everybody knew about these legendary duels. So I'd assume it was, it was to that level where they were both emitting Conqueror's Haki that it was that legendary. So that's
Shanks
where I'm leaning.
I mean, Shanks and Mihawk, you mean, right?
Yeah, Shanks and Mihawk. Yeah, Shanks and Mihawk.
That's possible. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it at all, honestly. At this point, no, I'm not. Though I think more than anything else with Mihawk, what's important is something that we haven't seen in a minute now, which I know a lot of folks want to rag on this, but sword skill in One Piece still matters, despite people's, just Haki. No, sword skill does matter. Right. And I want to see Mihawk kind of bring that idea back of the actual, what did he say before? He said like the degree, like the finesse, like the subtlety of the blade is like what you need to actually achieve true swordsmanship. And Zoro, we've seen like big, crazy, gigantic, black lightning, all this stuff, but we're not seeing really any subtlety. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just all like big attacks and big waves. So,
well, to be fair, when Zoro's fighting against King, you can't use subtlety because King isn't that type of fighter.
I mean, but he could have been, right?
Well, the thing is, King was like, he's willing to do whatever it takes to win, and then Zoro's like, all right, well, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win as well.
Okay, so yeah, true, but so let me put it like this, all right? What if instead, because one of the things we saw like return to this whole thing was King's weird sword mechanic, where like the sword's blade kind of like sucks in and so on, and then Zoro does like the Conqueror's Haki push to break out, whatever. What if Zoro instead like let go of his sword, kind of like grabbed it again from like a different angle and like showed like actual sword subtlety, like he's using a certain sword technique or a sword like grasp to like kind of like throw King off balance with this like actual sword skill and swordsmanship, utilized in that moment rather than like I have OD Haki, something like that.
I feel like it's I understand what you're saying, but I feel like we're past that point but I think with King it's hard because he has so many different things. Like he's coming at you with a dragon that looks like Kaido. You know, it's like at that point you got to pull out whatever you got. That's why Zoro pulled out the King of Hell, all that different stuff. I do agree that I would like skill to be a more prominent part of Zoro's rise to the top, but it's not many swordsmen that he's fought that he can probably try.
I feel like Seiryu. And I think Mihawk will bring that back because Seiryu the Rain, he has an invisibility power, right? He's not like a grand like gigantic mega wave magma. No, like he's gonna be silent, like an assassin, and you have all this crazy, gigantic, massive D lightning, but
it's not gonna matter if you can't see him.
Exactly. So I feel like that's gonna matter more when it comes to like the study of the blade with Sea of the Rain, and then Miyaga's gonna be like OD, like he's gonna be like his finesse is gonna be so disgusting. Where it's gonna be like a Kenshin fight. It's really just like, like Miyaga's like, he's clearly built different here. Like this gigantic sword is moving so flexibly. It's doing like the craziest thing. And Zoro's like wasting stamina, charging it like a madman. And Miyaga's like, Zoro, have you not yet learned from my teachings? Like how unfortunate, Zoro. Like I've taught you before. And Zoro's like, oh my God, wait, no. The sword the blade with Mihawk when he blocked the bullet at one time. Like, all that stuff. So I want that back. I want that back, please.
Do you think when Mihawk fights Zoro again, he's gonna start with the pocket knife?
Nah, that'd be some mad disrespectful, yo. I mean, maybe if you had like a hunter's knife, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, like I got.
Like you just starts off with it to see where Zoro is now. Like,
hey, you know what would be dope as all hell? If you had the pocket knife and then Zoro had like a seppuku blade or something, right?
Yeah.
Like they go with the short swords first, like test their subtlety or something.
Right. Like that's just the beginning. It's almost like Naruto versus Sasuke.
Yes,
off with like
yes.
I think that'd be dope.
Taijutsu that first off, test see how like your basics are. Like, okay, you good? Yeah, you good. Now let's get.
All right, let's go for real now.
That would be funny, man. But question though, real quick for you: do you think that Mihawk and Zoro is that Zoro's final fight?
I struggle with this one because I'm trying to figure out where it makes the most sense. Do we want Mihawk Zoro to be the world's greatest swordsman in the final war, or do we want this to be a post-war treat, where after all this is done, we get Zoro going against Mihawk for the title? But it feels like it feels late in the game.
Yeah.
It feels really late in the game. But I don't know how it fits. It would have to be a thing like Zoro, like after, because I think Luffy meets Shanks here, like in Elbaf after Wano.
Okay.
Then Shanks, could die, he gets defeated by Blackbeard or something. Then Luffy and the crew, they meet Blackbeard, and then Luffy has to avenge Shanks. That's when Zoro fights Shiryu. So it could be a situation where they meet after that, after the Blackbeard fight, but before the final war.
I kind of agree with you, yeah, because I would rather Zoro go into the final war as the world's strongest swordsman, rather than after Blackbeard, after war, Emu, after all these things. Now we got like, what?
Then it's like Zoro feels like the main character at that point.
I mean, oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like I think it has to be before, probably right after the Blackbeard stuff, before the final war, preparation for that. Maybe Zoro leaves the crew. Right. And then he's like, I'll be back. I'll meet you at the, I'll meet you there. And he comes back. And then Luffy's like, did you win? And it's like, something like that. Right. Something like that would be cool. Where, Zoro accomplishes his goal, accomplishes his dream before the final fight. And then we're like, the world's strongest swordsman is a part of this final battle.
It could be during the final war that this happens.
But I just don't feel like Mihawk is going to be involved in something like that.
Yeah, it could be. Like for some reason, because he's still, I guess, because the Shichibukai are done now. Done.
So I think Mihawk is just like, I'm not. Would he support Luffy? I don't think so. In a war?
I mean, I don't think he would, because he'd probably leave it all to Zoro, because he could trust Zoro's skills by that point in time.
Yeah, so he just sits it out. He's not a part of that final war.
So that's why I just feel like Mihawk and Zoro should happen before the final war.
Yeah, I'm with that.
So then we can have, like, maybe it's going to be the Gani Gorosei, maybe Fujitora as like Zoro's final fight or something.
Fujitora Zoro's final fight after Mihawk, would you give the Admirals their respect then?
I mean, they have our respect already.
No, more respect. The deserved respect.
Would you believe that Fujitora will be a harder fight than Mihawk?
Possibly.
Wait. I want this on paper. All right. So I want you to say it loud and proud. Fujitora versus Zoro will be a harder fight than Mihawk versus Zoro. Yes or no?
Mihawk could be stronger than Fujitora, right? I think Mihawk is stronger than Fujitora.
Okay.
But in regards to difficulty and what Fujitora could present, it could be tedious. It could be more tedious. Where we talk about with Mihawk, he's coming at you with his blade.
Yes.
Right?
Straightforward.
Straightforward. Against Fujitora, you may be floating. He may be floating. Meteors coming at you. You're not sure what gravity you're walking into. Not saying he's stronger than Mihawk. It's just a more tedious fight. You know? That's what I'm saying. Not that
so
he's
not
not
that Mihawk is stronger per se, but Fujitora has too many things going for him that makes it more difficult.
It's tedious.
Okay, it's tedious. Okay.
Especially with like in a war, it's gonna be more people around. It's just like it's more tedious.
So then would you be okay with, let's say, the Gandhi dude being like Zoro's last fight, because he has the okay Saijo Azumono, whatever it's called, like the Sandai, like that ultimate version of the Katetsus.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with him being.
But wouldn't that mess things up a little bit? Like, okay, like there's actually a stronger swordsman than Mihawk. How's it even possible?
He was never a candidate.
Say
like
what?
So it's like in the world in regards to people that Mihawk could challenge, he was the best, right? Okay. And I think coming into the fight, it could be a situation in which he believes he's better than Mihawk, right? Where he's like, I'm better than the world's greatest swordsman. Then after the fight, because I don't think Gandhi's going to be stronger than like a better swordsman than Mihawk. I think he's going to believe he is. Then after Zoro tells him, you were never close to that man.
Okay.
Some shit like that.
like you were a hair too shy or something.
Yeah, like he's not, like I think Gandhi's going to be a great swordsman. Maybe even believes that he was the strongest, that he could beat Mihawk. Then Zoro just tells him like, nah, you can't defeat him.
I like that take.
Yeah, something like that. Because I think ultimately, it's going to be a team effort to take down Imu.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's going to be that type of energy with Imu. Like, I think it's going to be next level, maybe have multiple devil fruits.
Kaguya.
So, yeah. Yeah, next level.
Yeah.
And then like, for Luffy, I think it'd be great, like, symbolically, if the final villain is taken out because of Luffy's special power, where, you know, the ability to bring people together, and all the Straw Hats, you know, they do their thing against Imu. That'd be like an amazing final thing, as opposed to like them just fighting the Gorosei.
I like that. Okay.
And then it's like a combined attack to destroy the Red Line or something.
Yeah.
That shit could be really dope.
I like that.
You know, it could go anyway.
I guess one last thing, because I know we've been going for like a long time right now. Yo.
Yeah,
it's been a great conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, more Zoro, right? There's been a lot of like tug of war, like Squid Game tug of war with this, right?
Yeah.
Enma and Conqueror's Haki. There is a lot of you probably already know. It's like there's been a lot of like debate, a lot of frustration on a lot of folks' side about the importance of Enma in Zoro's repertoire right now, and then the Conqueror's Haki in his own Haki pool. I think ties to the whole Conqueror's Haki thing as well, with Zoro being able to use it. I'm of the mindset that this whole thing with Conqueror's Haki doesn't happen unless Enma's in play. Meaning that Enma is so good of a sword that it brought out Zoro's own Conqueror's Haki within him to use it right now in a fight, right? And I think that even though Zoro's skill matters, of course it matters. I'm not going to deny that. And his Haki matters as well. Like, you have to have the Haki to touch and control it, and that kind of stuff. But when you think about him, even now, this Enma thing is like, if I use any longer, I'm going to wind up losing life force and die.
Yes.
And Enma being confirmed to be like the best blade that Shimotsuki Kozuboro made. Yes. So it's better than Wado Ichimonji, like, off the gate.
Right.
Confirmed. What are your thoughts on like the Enma situation to Zoro's power up being like the best sword we've seen so far in the verse by far? And is it cheap?
I think it was a necessary mechanism, because Zoro would not have attained this level of power without it. Meaning, would Zoro eventually use Conqueror's Haki? I think so. But Enma sped up this process.
Agreed. Yeah.
Where Enma is forcing him to break through his limits that he probably didn't know he had. Like, Zoro's always trying to go beyond, but I think Enma is forcing him beyond that, where now he's risking his lifespan. How, like, for Enma, I think, Enma so far has been shown to be the strongest sword in the verse by far, but we don't know necessarily the special abilities of the other swords, right? What did Ace present for Roger? Because that was a greater grade, right? That was a supreme grade.
Yeah, supreme grade, yes, yeah.
So I'm assuming all these blades have something special to them, but we just don't know it yet. So I think for Enma so far, like, we've gotten the most exposition on this blade in particular because it was necessary for Zoro to get to this level to compete. I don't think Zoro would have unlocked Conqueror's Haki without Enma, but I do think eventually he would have used it. But I think Enma was just this perfect training mechanism to pull everything out of Zoro, even his Conqueror's Haki. So I think right now on paper, Enma is a sword that, you know, is unlike any other blade, but that's just because we don't know about the other blades yet.
Fair.
Like, I'm sure for Oda, once he's like, oh, well, Ace did this for Roger, you know, and I think it's something interesting that we as a community, I think in general, don't give Zoro and Sanji and Shanks and Mihawk and even Roger and Rayleigh credit for. They don't have devil fruits.
Right. Fair. No, very fair.
They are devastating.
Yeah.
Sanji just beat a devil fruit user. Zoro just beat a devil fruit user. They don't have devil fruits. And so I think that's just insane that, I mean, when I think about the Yonko, I mean, only the Shanks, right? We assume nobody on this crew has.
Maybe fruits. Lucky Roo, honestly, but that's the only guy to probably say. Only Lucky Roo.
Maybe.
Yeah,
right?
maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. But Rayleigh doesn't have devil fruit. Scopper, from what we know, doesn't have a devil fruit.
Right.
And then we have Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo. Hope maybe Yasop definitely doesn't have a devil fruit.
Right.
So it's just like that's wildly impressive. Of course, for Sanji, he has exoskeleton, he has this different stuff, like ways to make up the difference.
Yeah, but that's all like tech, German science stuff they have to figure out over the course of time, right?
Yeah. But I think that's something, because when you look at all the other Yonko, you got Katakuri, you got Smoothie, you got Marco, you got Ace, you got Josie, you got
all
like
these freaks, man. Like all these freaks. Yeah.
Then you got Zoro and Sanji backing up Luffy.
Yeah.
No devil fruit. It's impressive. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I do think I think Zoro needed Enma. He needed Enma to get to this level because he wouldn't have gotten here without it.
So then I have to ask one last question then, because this is something that people have been debating like rabid dogs. Does Zoro beat King without Enma? If we have, let's say, Meito Shusui instead of Enma, does he beat King? Because I've been a staunch advocate and I've been saying no. I think Enma just built that different, but Zoro needs to master Enma because when he masters Enma, I think that's going to be, you know, something that's going to be, thank you.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
All right.
I think, no, he doesn't beat King without Enma.
All right.
No, he definitely needed Enma to beat King.
I am satisfied.
Yeah. He needed Enma. He needed Enma. That's my initial feeling about it. Like, Enma was definitely necessary because this growth would not have happened without Enma.
Because like they need his growth, because think about like just Luffy.
What's next?
Like it's like Luffy has grown so much. It's been absolutely absurd. And now we're seeing the Straw Hats call out their growth. Like Sanji with all this stuff. I mean, even some like Robin with like this what's called the
Demonio Floor. Yeah.
I'm like, what was that, Robin? Like,
I gotta say that, to be fair, like to be honest, Robin's moment was probably the most satisfying so far in Wano.
I mean, in terms of like a fight,
when you go through the moment with Sanji leading up to that fight, and just that was wow.
It was amazing. I love it, but it was also a one shot, which kind of threw me off a little.
It was a one shot, but it was like something that we'd all been waiting for.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's true. That was
for a long time, and I feel like I was satisfied.
Yeah, I agree. I
was disappointed with Jinbei and Who's Who.
That was all right. Nami was the biggest one. Nami was like an absolute just travesty.
Nami that was disgusting.
Nami and Usopp, and then like
Usopp did
Cat and Mouse, and
something's coming.
No tactics being used. Just like here's Zeus and he's broken now, and then
here's Zeus, he's broken, and then we're fighting Ulti after the Big Mom. Big
Mom, Big Mom just drilled her.
It wasn't satisfying at all. But I feel like that's the case where we can see that Oda probably the editors pushed the button. Now wrap it up.
I mean, because like, do you see like do you know what he said during Jump Festa?
What?
Oda.
Which part? Yeah, I did see the letter.
Yeah, like the letter when he said that.
I can't believe Wano. Yeah, he does.
Wano's still. Yeah, I can't believe Wano's going.
I can't believe Wano's still going.
What do you mean?
You can tell he's freestyling, right, bro? I 100% think that 4 tricks.
Oh my God.
Freestyle.
God.
Freestyle. Just 100% like, yo, what if we had this?
Yeah. Like,
he just throwing smile users into it.
Yo, like, all these fights are like, dude, Sanji and Zoro are done with their fights. Zoro probably, Sanji's confirmed done.
Yes.
We still have a Hokage duel going on in the corner somewhere with Rise of Fukurokuju.
Rise of Fukurokuju. I don't know the first. It's like, second. What? Yeah. Why? Like, can you imagine the fights left? We got Luffy versus Kaido, Kid-in-Law versus Big Mom.
Still going on.
And Rise of Fukurokuju.
Honestly, I'll be with you. That should have no conclusion. Yeah, I know. I get it. I get it. Big Mom this time. No, I would much rather, you know me, I'd much rather Big Mom be saved for either Elbaf or, honestly, Whole Cake Island 2.0. Like, run it back.
My thing is that now, I was thinking Big Mom's going to get taken out with, like, through some bullshit. But with what Zoro and Sanji were able to accomplish, Kid needs a feat, bro. He needs a feat.
Does he? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey yo, who's stronger, Zoro or Kid?
I remember, like, was it 2-3 years ago? You said Sanji was stronger than Kid.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look, I sound like a goon then, but now all of a sudden people are like, wait a minute now, King. Hold up, wait a minute. This Sanji versus Kid agenda may have some merit to it.
Wait, is the exoskeleton metal?
I mean, listen, doesn't matter. It snaps back. It could be like, dude, it could be wood. It could be adamantium. It doesn't matter to me. He snapped. This man had all his bones broken. He snapped back like boom, boom. King got Team Rocket. Queen got Team Rocketed.
But
what's Kid's best attack? Metal beams. What?
But if you're in a wrestling ring, it's over for Sanji. Like, he has no chance against Kid.
Dude,
Kid is gonna choke slam you to death.
Kid is getting bullied. Okay, he's getting bullied by Sanji. He's getting bullied by Zoro. Okay, he's getting bullied. Listen, Luffy's men have got to be built different because these boys. Though,
we gotta give Kid his credit. He's been fighting this entire time, no rest.
Oh, spare me.
No rest. Come on.
Zoro
Luffy
went through hell.
Zoro has gotten rest. Kid hasn't got Kid-in-Law, man. They've been going.
Wait, Sanji's got no rest too, mind you. Okay, Sanji had to deal with Queen.
Well,
he got to catch up with the girls.
A bit after King knocked him out.
No. He fought against King and Queen. Respect it, okay? Off screen, mind you, but he got
a quick tango, yeah.
Yeah, a quick tango. He got throttled. I ain't gonna go. But listen, like after Kid's best attack, like, oh, the tough hug, you're waking? Yeah, I'm waking. Oh, okay, let's do this thing, and then Big One was like, you know what? Okay, fuck you two. Just fucking eat this soul, bitch. Okay, now I'm fuck you guys up.
Cole, why do you hate Kid so much?
I don't. Okay, listen. Okay.
This feels personal.
Okay. It's not personal, but let me say this, okay? There were a lot of Kid agendas, and you can't deny this. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, the Kid agendas were sky high. I'm calling out like Matt B right now. I'm calling out
Matt hates Kid now, by the way.
Okay, yeah, now he does because he has no choice. All right, I'm calling out him and Taekwon. I remember Taekwon. I love Taekwon. Taekwon told me that, hey, yo, listen, man. Kid has Rio Haki. What? Why? Why is it Rio Haki? Because he's gone through a Haki bloom over his time in the new world. So Kid off the gate is stronger than Luffy. Yeah. Without a doubt. And Luffy has to catch with the Kid's level. Yes. That was the most insane thing to me because I'm like, this makes no sense.
Well, I think he put Capone over Luffy as well.
Okay, that's
because he took the hits from Big Mom. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Taekwon was inebriated during those moments. But I mean, outside of that, right? It's like Kid is. Here's the thing. There is only one Monkey D. Luffy. I think that's what this arc has really established. Whether it's
his story.
Yeah, it's his story, but also in terms of like power, there's no one like him. I'll be fair here, okay? I think that when you look at Kid, there was some merit to it, like in the pre-time skip.
Yes.
But after the 2 years of training, I've always said that Kid is absolutely a tier minimum under Luffy. Otherwise, what's the point of the training? And over the course of this journey, he's gone through. We saw Gear 4. The man got even stronger during Whole Cake Island with the Katakuri training. I personally argue. It's like what? Like, and you think that Kid's still this strong now? No shot.
I think I didn't mind the training, but I thought it was. I think it would be a misstep. I think it is a misstep by Oda to have Kid, and I think so far he seems to be, clearly beneath Luffy, because everybody can't have Uncle Rayleigh take you under his wing and say, hey, come train with me, the Dark King, for 2 years.
Fair.
And like making that seem like the only path that's the way to becoming the Pirate King. It's like it's setting Luffy up where nobody really could ever compete. Where I wish there was more value, and I think there is value because Kid-in-Law are awakened. There's value in going out there.
Come on, let's awakened, but like, come on, man. Like, okay.
I mean, the thing is, I wish there was like they showed more value in the real world experience. Like I expected a lot more from Kid in regards to Devil Fruit because that's what he had to depend on this entire time, right? Like he had to go into the New World, destroy Big Mom's ships, lose his arm to Shanks, fight against Kaido. Like he's been through the ringer, you know. So I was hoping that Kid would show something that's like, okay, there's value in Kid's route as well. Where for Luffy's route, it's clearly the way. When if you find a mentor or somebody that you feel like could train you, go. Like, do we think Zeph taught Sanji everything he knows?
Everything? No, not. I mean, like most things, yeah, but through experience and through actual battle training, he's gone a lot through that. Of course, no doubt.
So I think, but
I think here's the main thing here, right? The training that those guys went through, all of them went through over the course of the time skip, I think was to put them on a different level compared to the other crews that were competing with them. Because the other crews would go through, they have experience and so on. But like Luffy's training, when he went to Ruskaina, it was like, there are all these creatures that are stronger than me at my best already, right?
Yes.
And he had to learn Gear 4 to like subdue all these crazy powerful creatures there. And then really, of course, really doing the Haki training too. The Haki blooming, when you think about Kid's powers, they weren't conducive to Haki. They were always like when Kid, here was his big idea to defeat Kaido. I'm gonna get all the metal in the castle, really. No Rio, nothing, no Conqueror's Haki infusion, nothing. I'm gonna grab all the metal in the castle.
Very practical.
Yeah, practical, but also very, specific to this circumstance where if there's a metal around with Kid's kind of screwed. Sorry, I mean, in Law. Mind you, Law has been, I think, outstanding. Granted, Punk Hazard, I think that was like just to this day, that feat's just disgusting. But Law on feats looking better than Kid. Honestly,
people have made the arguments that Killer is.
Dude, Killer. Okay, yeah, but that's okay. Well, we know that. Okay, that's
Killer Killer took out another supernova.
Yeah, but
that Sonic attack.
Maybe Kid and Killer are close. I don't know. I doubt it.
I mean, they're partners.
Yeah, they're partners, right? But
they're different. They're partners, so they should be. It should be closer than the regular, subordinate right hand relationship.
I would just say, like, in the grand scheme of things, like Luffy being this strong, because he does have a rival, but it's not these scrubs. Unfortunately, it's Blackbeard.
It's Blackbeard.
Yeah, like,
but I always want competition. That's what I. But more than like one guy. You know what I mean? Like it's dope. It's dope when like LeBron and KD can go at it, but it's not like a Kawhi every now and then.
Throwing Giannis, throwing Kawhi. Okay, fair.
Where it's like it's at least it's a test. Kid is not a test.
No,
especially with his crew. I made this proclamation. Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy can defeat every other supernova and their entire crew.
I'd agree. Honestly, wait. Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, Jinbei.
Yeah. That's
Jinbei's beating them too. Like
that's overkill.
No, what?
You're saying
Jinbei.
So Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei without Luffy?
Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei, those three can beat the other crews without a doubt.
Without Luffy? Without Luffy,
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think, dude, Jinbei handled who's who. He handled it. He handled business.
You might be right.
Listen, former Shichibukai has second highest value in the crew right now.
Man.
Like we forget Jinbei after these fights with King and Queen. Now Sanji and Zoro are stronger than Jinbei. Like confirmed.
Like, you know how insane that is?
Yeah, dude, Luffy's crew is busted, yo.
What if Yamato joins?
Like, remember,
if Yamato joins, then Yamato, Jinbei, and Sanji can beat every supernova.
We have 3 cats that can infuse Conqueror's Haki.
It is stupid.
Oh my god.
It's nuts.
Sanji's going like Ifrit, like Hell's Memory, hotter than fire.
Oh,
man has a crazy exoskeleton body. Jinbei, former Shichibukai, could fought against Ace for like 5 days back in the
just pull you into the water.
Yeah, like, right. It's on land. It's on land, mind you. I'm like, yeah, like his crew is busted, yo.
Oh man.
I mean, his crew is, and mind you too. I mean, at some point, I feel like Usopp is gonna have his giants, take a knee. Oh, it's over, yo. Like
Usopp is gonna have his 8 million.
Honestly, God, like the final war may just be like Luffy and his niggas. Like that's it. Like okay,
that's it. No, nobody else needs.
We don't need Law. We don't need Kid. Just Luffy and his boys. Roll up through. Like okay,
these guys.
Oh, okay.
It's nuts. At this point, Luffy and his crew.
Yeah.
I mean. I even
Kid's
think
alright.
Yonko crews.
Yeah.
Kid's cool.
The Kid, I don't know.
Oda gave his subordinates names, Heat and Wire. his crew is not nearly as bad as
They're
Law's.
named Beppo. Wait, Beppo and John Bart. Yeah.
Beppo, John Bart, Penguin.
Who's the other guy?
I think Law is hard carrying.
Oh yeah.
It's LeBron and the Cavs. That's what.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. I mean, despite Taekwon's claims of Bell being Zoro level. I mean, I'm sure about that, I love Taekwondo, man. It's that time of the year. But
Beppo loses to what? Frankie Shogun?
Brooke, yeah. Brooke, Orchestra, Hanao Sancho, what? Beppo,
Beppo is not getting past Jinbei.
I mean, but dude, you're being generous, man.
He's not getting past
Beppo's get past Brooke.
Brooke?
Brooke is smoking this man. Are you serious? Come on. Wins the Netherworld smoke.
What about not in Sulong though? Not in Sulong.
I'm saying Sulong? The moon was out a lot of times during this whole thing. I see a single Sulong Beppo.
Bro, that is so crazy. Lost Crew's trash.
Yeah, Lost Crew's garbage.
They're so bad. Like I said, I gave up on Lost Crew after John Bart got his ass whooped by Blackback. And so I was like, this bum got slammed by Blackback.
Oh my God.
What are you doing?
Yo, pre-Sulong. Like, what?
I was like, wow. Blackback.
Wait. Would he do any better?
Heat?
Yeah, would he do any better?
He at least has fire.
Wait, but John Bart's mad big. Hold up. No, wait a minute.
That's it.
We
pretend
as if Kid's crew could do any better. I am very confident with Robin or Nami or Brooke or even Usopp with his tricks and schemes.
Wire?
Chopper. Chopper with his new buff versus Heat? That's a fair fight.
Man.
Chopper's dodging lasers. What's he doing?
Right.
Come on.
Chopper attacked Queen now.
Yeah, made him bleed.
Yeah.
What's he doing? He does his flame breath against Queen. Queen's going, and come on, it's over, dog. Their crew is trash. These guys are just there to really to give the idea of competition, the facade. But when this dude Kid literally saw Luffy do the red rock, and he was like, "Wait, you can damage Kyle?" I'm like, "Yo,
you can damage him that way." So we can't choke him to death?
Yo, okay. And Kid has Conqueror's Haki for what?
We've never seen it.
In the anime?
In the anime, do you remember that? Do you remember what happened in the anime though?
The guy was still conscious. He was like, what?
The guy was still
Hey, yo, there was a meme that this dude that made. It's a funny meme. I'm gonna see the picture later. It's this meme of this guy the Lord of the Coast. Facing off against Kid. The Kid does Conqueror's Haki. Lord of the Coast ain't move, yo. Like, what? Come on, yo.
Why did they do that in the anime? Kid uses Conqueror's Haki, and the dude is like, yeah. His father doesn't move. God, he's still conscious.
I can't.
I don't know. Kid, it's an agenda, man. It's an agenda.
It is. But Kid has to live up to the hype, and he's not. He hasn't at all. The Kid's just been, He's a solid dude, but that's it, man. That's it.
What if Big Mom knocks out Law and then Kid has to finish her off by himself?
Oh, man. If Kid beats Law, there's gotta be some crazy ass circumstance. Like Big Mom slips on a banana peel somewhere. She winds up flying down the alleyway, gets skewered by some random beam. And then Hera's nowhere in sight. Kid's I got Big Mom now because the metal beam's out of her stomach. I control the metal side of her body now. There has to be some crazy Hunter Looney Tunes contrived plot for Kid to get that W. Otherwise,
so what if Kid,
that's cap.
What if Kid uses the metal beams, right? Perfect metal poles, stabs Big Mom in all her extremities, and infuses them in electromagnetism. And now he can move, he can control Big Mom, kind of like Pain.
Hey, yo, you know what? If you could do that, you know, that'd be sick. You know, that'd be sick. That'd be scary. I don't know, you know, I don't know if Shonen Jump would allow that, but you know what? I mean,
that'd be insane.
If that happened on panel, you know what? Okay, I have to raise Kid higher. You know, I have no choice. Okay, so Zoro can't be Kid.
If you get stabbed with one of the metal poles, control you.
Yeah. If that happens, okay, fine. Then Zoro still can't beat Kid yet, because that's kind of scary. But until then, Zoro is rolling through Kid. Sanji's rolling through Kid. Like, I'm done with Kid. I'm done. Jinbei is beating Kid 1-on-1.
I need to see a little more before I put Kid higher. I mean, I still like give Kid the benefit of the doubt a little bit over Sanji.
It's capped though, but sure.
But by the end of Wano, if Kid doesn't pull out something else other than a choke slam on Big Mom, I'm sorry. I'm off the Kid hype train. I'm not on the hype train. I like the archetype. I like what he could become in regards to a rivalry. But right now, he's not doing much for me right now.
When you think about it, right? It's like the other Yonko crews, like Big Mom's crew, Kaido's crew, Whitebeard's crew, maybe not Shanks, but the other Yonko crew, the Yonko seem to be head and shoulders stronger than their next best men. That's what kind of tends to be the case. Yeah. But Kid be struggling. But Kid be struggling against everybody, yo. Like no matter who's in his way, he's just struggling. Like he's Apu, fucking Big Mom. I mean, like he played some role, I guess, in the rooftop. You know, like Kaido did yell with that suplex.
Yeah, when he slammed him.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
Which is weird considering Kaido jumped off guy. Hey.
Yeah. So listen, man. Right now, I would say based on the feats. I mean, Law is looking way better than Kid. Way better than Kid. Like I'll be real. Like Law's doing damage. Kid's doing metal beams. Like what's going on right now?
Law has been really fucking good. It does make you think about Dressrosa and how he did against Dofi, which I'm like, is that to Dofi's credit? You know, but
the Dofi agenda. Okay, I see you.
And hey, listen, man, Dofi was a menace, bro.
He was a menace. Birdcage.
He had a lot in his bag. You know what I'm saying? Conquers Haki. I think he has the sexiest Conquers Haki pose in the game. He just came. He was just like
hands out, pink feathers, like yo,
heavenly.
Pose up.
Come on, I'm here. I've arrived.
I can see it. Yeah.
It's like, even though it's like good bullshit going on in the island,
like LeBron James powder for the game.
Like here we are.
Okay. Damn, yeah.
And then proceed to fuck Smoker up. That's my guy, man. That's my fucking guy.
Oh man.
But shit, Cole.
It's time. Yo, it's time. Yeah, it's time.
Well over 2 hours.
That's great.
I appreciate you joining me, man. This was amazing. I appreciate it.
Glad to be here, yo. This was a great time. Great conversations. A lot to think about too, no doubt.
For sure. Hopefully, you know, at some point you will start respecting the admirals and giving them their just due.
I do.
I'm actually surprised with your Sanji take because I think it's a lot more balanced than I thought. Because you put him under Zoro, which is, I thought with all the power-ups you'd be like, oh, Sanji's clear. You put him under Zoro. Even with the caveat, you're like, oh, he took off the raid suit.
Well, yeah, because he nerfed himself. So it's like, right now, so I'm assuming that we're not done yet with the raid suit. That's my assumption. Yeah. But I still think that because of how Sanji handled Queen, he can still be king if that was to happen, but it'd be a much harder fight on his part.
If Sanji still had the raid suit with all the shit he has now, is he
then strong? We tied. We back.
Oh, tied. Okay.
Yeah. No, okay. I never. Okay, so here's the thing. Oh boy. So one last thing I suppose we're done, right? One last thing, right? Once again, for me, at times Sanji was stronger than Zoro, but at times it was the flip side. So when Sanji first got the raid suit, it was so busted, and Zoro had no power up, zero. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Sanji has right now Sanji over Zoro because Sanji had this disgusting ass raid suit.
Yes.
But then Zoro got Enma, and I'm like, okay, like it was like is Enma like really that it? Like Sanji has acceleration, he has invisibility. It's like a power up package, like a Call of Duty care package of like all these like kill streaks. Like whoa, okay. Right. Yeah. And then we get to see Enma in action. I'm like, oh, Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you know, Sanji took King's attack head on.
Yeah.
Clean.
He took it. Yeah.
But damn, like Enma's just yikes.
Enma's special. Enma's special.
And then so everything would have been the same, but Sanji did nerf himself in a half. I got to acknowledge that. So he did for character reasons, which is great, but he did nerf himself. So I just got to put Sanji now a little bit below Zoro. It is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Fair. I love it. I love it. Okay. All right. This final thing.
Go.
If Luffy's 100, where's Zoro?
Whoo! If Luffy's 100, Zoro is 85 and Sanji's like 80, 82, 83, something like that.
Wow. So you have Luffy way above.
Yes. Okay. You know what? I lied. Last thing. Luffy, I think right now is approaching Mihawk's level. If not, he's already there.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Luffy's in the top 10. Mihawk's in the top 10.
Wait, do you have Mihawk over the Admirals?
Yeah.
Wait, so you think Luffy's already beaten an Admiral?
Yeah. Look, okay. Fujitora was bleeding. He was wounded. I don't know what more you need.
Wounded from who?
Limburg. He came from behind like a gas cannon thing. He got,
my God.
No.
Oh my God.
Wait. All right, listen, okay. Whoa. I respect the Admirals.
My God.
Let me put that again. I respect the Admirals. I do. They're powerful. Okay?
Lindbergh, y'all. Lindbergh.
Listen, yo. I respect the Admirals. I need to put the caveat in there, okay? It's just that we have more evidence now.
So what, okay, if Luffy's 100, where's Batman?
In like his prime, like 90, 93. Absolutely stronger than Zoro. I mean, without a doubt.
Oh my, bro, Batman took a full-on blitz from Luffy and send him back.
I mean, look, freaking Gazelle Man outpaced Luffy. Yeah, like listen, sometimes Oda's goofy. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like sometimes Zoro gets lost and we wind up doing some weird goofy. Like for example, Zoro has a hidden nemesis now. That one headliner guy that could be like the freaking like the Hercules Beetle guy that Zoro couldn't beat for like how many goddamn panels?
He was fighting for how many chapters?
Yeah, for how many chapters? Like the one random dude. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, he was still there. I don't know, man.
Armored division, like you would have thought, yo.
Hey, man, bring him back.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, listen, like okay, so like Mihawk, okay, I have two admirals. I'll be very clear. Two admirals are out of the top 10 because I put Kizaru ahead of him because of experience. So Fujitora and Green Bull,
they're out of top 10.
Yes, so because they're the new admirals, they have experience and so on. Kizaru's ahead of them, as well as Aokiji, Kuzan still obviously now, and of course, obviously Sakazuki. That's but he's fleet admiral, obviously. So the admirals, I think Fujitora and Green Bull at this point in time are losing to Luffy. They are losing to Luffy right now.
Wow.
And listen, man, like here's the thing. I know it wasn't going all out and blah, 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 yaza, but this man got pushed back by a Gear 3 Luffy after he was recovering in Dressrosa. Come on, bro.
You know that was on purpose.
He got pushed back by a Gear 3 Luffy.
You know that was on purpose.
What? Oh, okay. Dude.
But Kaido, okay, what happened to Kaido with Gear 3?
So, Kaido floored him.
Kaido got knocked out of fucking dragon form.
Whoa. He was drunk.
Oh my God.
He was drunk and he wasn't focused. And Fujitora actually blocked and got forced back. He was drunk in love. No, okay, I'm done with you, yo.
He was drunk in love, bro. He was like, yo, I wish I could see your face.
Dude, you are blinded. Like, we literally have Marco fight against Kizaru for a period of time, and it was an even fight. Marco gets... Big Mom choked that chicken, yo. Come on, kid. What are you doing?
But even Big Mom was like, Marco, I can't deal with you. I need to save my soul.
Because he's a pain in the butt. But
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But Marco had no recourse.
Kizaru's handling Marco, bro.
No. What? What are you talking about?
Is this Marco?
We know for a fact that's not the case.
No, but he's annoying. That's why Big Mom was like, all right.
All the commanders are annoying. I mean, remember Jozu? Aokiji out of nowhere, like, oh no, what? Diamond, Jozu, like, oh, of course,
bro, come on.
I just
yo, that is hella exaggerated. He did not say
with blood.
What?
With blood.
Bro, it was
Keyword.
it was literally one trickle. It's like he bit his own tongue.
Listen, man, that's an admiral wounded.
He bit his tongue.
That's
like,
he bit his tongue.
It was one like trickle.
Hey, yo, Biden took it hurt, man. You know that.
Okay, wait. What happened when he caught Jozu off guard?
Hold up.
It was like, yo, get the rope. We gotta get him out of here.
Okay, time out.
He's done.
Whitebeard had a heart attack. If that doesn't happen, everything's fine.
What?
Jozu is going to lose, but it's not going to be as easy as, let me do a whitewash, Ice Age, call a damn day, walk away like Superman style, cape in the wind.
Bro,
no.
One dog. He caught Aokiji off guard. One trickle of blood with his tongue.
Yeah.
Aokiji caught him off guard. He lost his arm.
Look, I'm not saying that Joe would beat Aokiji, but it's going to be a little bit harder. I'm going to say like a mid diff. Right, mid high diff to beat Jozu. If that one heart attack changing tie battle,
he was chilling. He was chilling at Marineford. You know that.
No, that blood drip would say
he was chilling. He was chilling. Even
literally,
Luffy, he
yes.
was like you're
figuratively, no. And then Kizaru again. If Kizaru wants to beat Marco, that's high to extreme diff.
Hey, listen. Jozu saved Whitebeard. He saved Whitebeard.
I can't believe it.
Whitebeard was about to get fucked up, bro.
Okay, yo. If
He's about to get fucked up.
If Whitebeard doesn't get stabbed by Squardo, he high diffs every admiral.
Oh my god, bro! He couldn't touch any of them.
What do you mean?
He couldn't touch any of them.
Whoa, it was him against a whole army, like basically, by himself. Like he was in the pack,
by himself.
Yeah. Like these guys were there, but like they didn't necessarily matter that much, right?
Oh, Marco didn't matter.
No, Marco did matter, but when he was, like after Kairoseki,
Speed Jiro was getting bodies.
Who Speed Jiro? What? Who?
Speed Jiro? Come on, man.
Come on, yo, Speed Jiro. What the hell?
Speed Jiro was going crazy.
Look, man, like you just can't deny that for Whitebeard and his boys, Sengoku, Garp had to pull out the stops. I mean, they had to summon every motherfucker available. Like, it was like, yo, we need, just for Whitebeard and a few good men, they needed every guy available. A few good men?
Whitebeard brought like damn near half the One Piece world. Whitebeard had the biggest fucking fleet. He brought everybody, He brought the dude in the flashback that was his enemy at one point.
Yo, the squid dude. Yeah. Because he bent the knee.
Bruh.
I mean, look, hold up. Look at Whitebeard's army compared to, let's say, like, Big Mom's army. It's like, what? It's not comparison. Big Mom has, like, 100,000, like, hundreds of thousands of motherfuckers, yo. Like, Big Mom has, like...
But he brought the quality people.
Not fair.
I think Karma. That was
I will give you that. I will grant you that.
He brought Oars.
Yes.
B.D.A.
True. But when the animals came to push, Whitebeard got stabbed by Squardo and had a heart attack. Whitebeard in top condition, he's not losing the animals. And he's old, the weakest Yonko. I know. We can go forever, couldn't we?
See, that's bait.
It is. Don't bite it.
Bait. Oh my God.
It's been 2.5 hours. Don't bite it.
I'm gonna save it for the next one. Cole, I appreciate you. Gotta speak for a lot of people. Legend in the game.
Appreciate you, no doubt. Appreciate the fandom.
An honor for sure. But to have a conversation with you. I know, keep doing what you're doing. A lot of us look at you as kind of like, the standard of how, like, got a lot of us started and going, and we appreciate it, bro.
Much love the community. Always good to see the One Piece community thriving, rising, no doubt about that. And I'm really glad to see we're going to be here overall, and just to see the success of the B.D.A. law, no doubt about that. Means a lot to be here, no doubt. So hopefully everyone can take care and enjoy the holiday season.
I appreciate it. King of Lightning, his channel being in the description box down below. The video we spoke about earlier as well being in the description box down below. Like, subscribe, all that, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.
Peace out.
I start doubting me, I felt lost.